Hello and welcome back to Minecraft Magic the Harvesting. My name is Michael Batman Guy, and I have been busy making stone versions of all the things. See, I've got one of each item now. Everything except the fletching and bowstring can be made out of stone. Fletching is just feathers, leaves, and slime. Bowstring out of string and flame string. So that makes sense. And no matter what I try is just an odd number of items that only have 1/2 a cost, so I always end up with this extra stone shard, which is like the stone equivalent of a stick. It's worth 1/2 a cobblestone. Just there's an odd number of things that require that, so I have a 1/2 left over with nothing to do with it, because stone items are all completely useless except for making casts. And we have our liquid aluminum brass, or aluminium brass if you like. Makes no difference to me. So we're just going to start, let's start with the pick, actually. Just so that we know we got that one, the most important one. Pickaxe. Done. Put the cast in there. Take this and we'll just toss it down there. We don't need you anymore. And what's next? How about the sword? Sword blade, yeah, we want a metal sword. So let's make sure we get a metal sword. There we go. Solid. Pop that in there. Sword blade. Goodbye. And onward. Chisel. Why not? We can make some fancy blocks with that. Not all that fancy. Not quite as good as the actual chisel mod itself. But you can do some nice things with the Tinker's blocks. And it's getting nighttime. Absolutely. Absolutely. Every time I want to actually do something outside, it gets dark. And thankfully, even though the large items, such as the large blade there, the item itself costs 8 units of material, the cast is still just 1, which is good. Otherwise, it'd be a little obnoxious on the aluminum brass side. Not that I can't get more. Aluminum is quite plentiful, actually, because it's not like it's made particularly rare as an ore. So you can find about as much of it as you would find iron or copper if you only had one mod adding copper. But this is pretty much the only good use for it. For aluminum, because it can't actually be made into tools. And well, let me just look it up here. Yeah, you can make blocks, and then of course forge micro blocks lets you make all kinds of shapes with that. But then beyond, not much. I can grow it with magical crops. Fantastic. I can make ingots. You can make an aluminum rotor for something, and that's about it. I can stuff it into barrels in liquid form. That's it. Oh, Traveler's Vest. Okay, so the Tinker's armor items use a bit of aluminum. Some of these mariculture things, which adds its own generation of aluminum. Use some there. A mirror. But not a whole lot. Not a whole lot to do with it. Unlike iron, which is used for all the things. So I would not be concerned with wasting aluminum. Nor would I be that thrilled with yet more aluminum oreberry bushes. I believe I have more than enough at this point. Scythe, yes. Scythe is very nice for clearing lots of leaves quickly, although with the fast leaf decay, I suppose that's less of an issue. Assuming you're chopping down the entire tree first, of course. Frying pan. Oh, I'd love to make a frying pan. I really like using them as a weapon. Lots of extra knockback. Terribly useless on skeletons since you do not want to knock them back. They'll just shoot you more before you can hit them again. But great for creepers. And pigs, because you can immediately set the pan on the ground and then fry up the bacon. It's like a portable furnace. It's great. Toss that down there. I know I can actually make an actual trash can, but I really can't be bothered at the moment. I'm just plowing right on through these as quickly as possible. Probably could do this a little bit more efficiently if I didn't have to walk around all the time. Or if I did multiple ones at a time, as opposed to stopping and starting every single one. And, how are we doing on here? Actually, see on Wayla will tell us we've got 1152 millibuckets of aluminum brass left. And how much is actually used on here? Because it's not a particularly intuitive number. Went from 1152 to 1008. So 152 minus 8, 144. Yeah. Kind of an odd number. It's not like an even quarter or eighth of a bucket or something. The tough tool rod, gonna have to use that for all the bigger, better tools. And that down there. Shovel, right. Don't want to neglect our shovel friend. Just made one. We're gonna have to get him an upgrade at some point. And stone tool rod. Oh yeah. Good amount of aluminum brass. We should be well on our way. I did this out of order, but whatever. I think. Actually, ooh, we're using about over 100 every time. I'm not gonna have enough. My goodness. All that, and I don't actually have enough. Okay, well, we still have some aluminum in there. Let's add some copper and see what happens. We'll toss these in. Maybe grab some berries to adjust the balance, fine-tune it a bit if necessary. And what do we have? 846. I'll just throw those in there. If we end up with extra copper, so be it. We'll have extra copper. Not a problem. Thankfully, only things that will make an actual alloy will actually mix. So if you have an extra of something, like you saw I had extra aluminum in there, I didn't have the ratio quite right, it won't waste the extra. It won't, like, in real life, you know, you mix those two in the wrong proportion, well, they're going to mix anyway. It's molten metal. You can't stop it. It's not soap and water. Or oil and water or something. It's more the analogy I wanted. So now we have extra copper. Let me see how to work here. Game. Oh dear. Crash again. Alright. Well, I'm going to pause it right here, and I'll be back when I get the game back up and running. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. There appears to be a bug with the smeltery in that if I mouse over the liquid amounts, sometimes, not all the time, because obviously the first time we looked at this, it worked just fine. But if I mouse over the liquid amounts to display that, the game crashes. So luckily, Wayla at the top, what am I looking at, tells us how much fluid I have left. And I have more than enough aluminum brass to finish this off. And actually, while I'm thinking of it, I should go ahead and pop in the iron, get that started so we can make my pick. I have no idea how I'm going to successfully select the iron to pour out of here when I need it, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. And toss that. Nobody wants to make a stone crossbow. That just obviously wouldn't work. And that one. That's away. And last one. The shuriken cast. I don't really see myself making shurikens. I'll probably just use a bow. Or maybe crossbow. I haven't tried the Tinker's Construct crossbows yet. So we might try that one, but I definitely want cast, and we have iron, and I need to select iron. Hey, there we go! Ha! It worked! I win! Hooray! Iron pickaxe. So now we can take this back inside, and I'm gonna need, I had to put a few things away in here just to give myself enough inventory space to hold all those. I'm not gonna worry about that extra bit of copper in there, or the extra bit of aluminum brass. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, if anything. I don't think, let me see, right click here. No, press U, uses. Game? No? Had it come up before. How'd I do? Okay, I gotta use it from that one, not from the entry in NEI. Yeah, basin into a block or on the table to make casts. Or fill the bucket. I can make a bucket full. Why not? But anyways, we're gonna go to the tool station, even though we could do some of this just in our inventory crafting grid. We need to repair the pick up to full durability with the flint, and then we can replace the head with iron one, and we can go from flint pick. You can see it's got mining speed 4 and durability 121, up to mining speed 6, much better durability. And mining level jumps from, this was copper, now we're on to tin. So we skipped over the mining level iron that would have been for the copper pickaxe head. And so that is absolutely worth doing. Still at comfortable level, we've got a lot more mining to do before we can level that thing up. But that will work for now. And I think... Hello. Hi, want to see my new iron pick? Yeah, it's a great zombie killer. Actually, how much damage does it do? 4? So it's still not as strong as the flint medic. Okay, fair enough. It's really not designed for attacking things in the face. Unless its face is made of stone, I suppose. But yes, now we have iron. Aha! Power! And this, I can make one more iron tool. What do I want to make? Oh, a sword, yes. Iron sword blade. Definitely. I'm definitely going to go with iron sword blade. And you know what? I'm going to stick the rest of those in there. Even though it's not enough for a full ingot worth. That way, one successful click will move the iron to the bottom. And then as I add more iron to it, it will stay as the bottom selected liquid, and it will always be the one to pour out, because I'm not going to need the aluminum or the copper anytime soon. And that way, I just have to have one successful click in there. I don't have to worry about accidentally crashing it again. So now I need to find the sword blade cast. Here we are. Boop, you go right there. And I should grab something to eat. And also think about what I want the other materials to be. Not eaten recently. Not eaten recently. Not eaten recently. Okay, that'll work. Because all the different materials affect the stats, and the shape of handguard that we use determines what kind of sword we get. Let's see, a wide guard gives us a broad sword, which allows us to block by right-clicking. It's your regular vanilla Minecraft sword. Or we can go for the long sword, which instead we right-click to lunge, which is kind of a jumping forward attack, does extra damage while charging. Very good against creepers, because you got that charge and extra knockback and things. The rapier, which used to be really good on creepers until they brought it back into balance, just because you could swing it so much faster. You could just spam click a lot quicker with it. You could take out a fairly strong rapier. I mean, not maximized, but decent material. Could wipe out a creeper before it even had a chance to blow. You just run up to it and smack it with poke it with the rapier so many times. But this is a little more versatile. You right-click to hop backwards, and also has the charge boost. And the interesting thing is it pierces through armor, so it does less damage by itself, but it can ignore armor, which is more useful in PvP. However, we've found that there's a lot of enemies that spawn because of whichever mod. I can't pinpoint which one does that. Maybe multiple ones add enemies with armor. But I think I would really like to go for the rapier to poke through that armor and not have to worry about it. So I'm going to go for a crossbar. And if we get to the materials here, we can see durability of the base. This is if I made the tool head out of iron. I'd start with 200 durability. And the handle doesn't add a number, it gives us a multiplier. So we multiply the durability by the handle multiplier. And then the cross guard, or hand guard as it was called for the rapier, crossbar, sorry, hand guard is the longsword. Crossbar doesn't add its durability in, but it will have some properties such as the material trait associated with it. So we can combine different materials to get high base durability on the head type, and as well as damage, base attack damage. And we want a strong handle modifier to get yet more durability out of it. And then the crossbar can give us some other type of trait, such as jagged, or a higher level of reinforced if we had obsidian, or stone bound perhaps. But we don't have too many options at the moment. Not that it's actually that important really, because we can always replace them. That is the advantage. All the parts can be replaced at any time. So I think I'm gonna go with, let's see, do I have anything else? Oh, I could make alamite? Alamite? No, alamite requires a bit of obsidian, that's right. Never mind, I don't have any slime. Paper is interesting, it's really weak, but adds an extra modifier, so you can add more traits to it, to the item later. And bronze is slightly better than iron, but requires me to combine copper and tin, so I'll have to go mine some tin, and then I can upgrade everything to bronze. And like I said, if I get the magnesium, I can combine that with the iron to make steel. So I think I'm just gonna go really basic here, and I can perhaps make a cactus crossbar, and then add that jagged property, which adds I think extra damage as the tool wears down. That might be cool. since I can't actually get any higher durability out of it. Oh dear, and crashed again. Didn't even look at the thing. Alright, I'll be back one more time to make that iron. And we're back. So sorry about that. Just to avoid any problems, I've gone ahead and gotten the iron sword blade. I did successfully switch the iron around to pour out of the spout, so it's all set to release and smelt up iron, no problem now. I just don't open or mouse over the liquids in the interface. I should be okay. It seems to have one good use in it every time I reload Minecraft, and then the second time I look at it, it has problems. So I'm going to look into updating that. The catch is, since Curse does not let you freely update the version of Forge you're using in the pack, you have to basically create a whole new pack in order to do that with a newer version of Forge installed. It's a lot more work. I basically have to remake the whole thing. As you can see, all my items have disappeared now. And I wasn't looking forward to doing that, but in order to get around that bug, since I'm gonna have to use this for a while, I've got, you know, a bunch of other tools I want to make, and they're all gonna upgrade through multiple stages, so I need to have a functioning smeltery at some point. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off this episode here. We will put together a functioning sword in the next episode and move on from there. I don't know. Actually, getting metal tools was my big focus for a while. I've got the garden planted. Maybe we'll see about upgrading the shack. We'll look for a nice place to call a more permanent home and build a more suitable house and go from there. Maybe actually get started on Botania, start generating mana and more magical flowers. Yay! Anyways, my name is Michael Batman Guy. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a great time, and I'll see you next time.